I was fired over a false harassment accusation, and now I'm planning to sue the company. I held a management position at a company. One day, I asked a non-managerial female employee to step into another room so we could discuss her performance privately, away from other staff. She was going through a divorce and had made a few mistakes. I didn't want to embarrass her, but I needed to make sure the mistakes were addressed. She acknowledged it and even thanked me. An hour later, I was escorted out of my office by security and told by my boss that a harassment complaint had been filed. I asked what the accusation was, but they said they couldn't tell me because of an ongoing investigation. I was reassured that if I wasn't guilty, I'd be paid during the suspension. Even though I wasn't happy, I left knowing I hadn't done anything wrong. Later, I noticed my email password no longer worked. 2 days went by, so I called my boss for an update, but he was unavailable. Every day I called, and every day I was told the same thing. Eventually, I got a letter in the mail saying I was fired for exposing myself, soliciting sexual favors, and attempting to rape the employee, the same one I had pulled aside to discuss performance. I immediately called my boss again, but he was not available. A friend of mine in IT messaged me on Facebook asking what happened since he had been instructed to disable my accounts. When I explained, he replied, "You took her into that side room, right? There's a security camera in there. We store important things in that room, so the camera is always running." Sure enough, he pulled the footage, and there I was, holding papers, pointing at them, never touching her, never approaching her, and certainly not attempting anything sexual. I left a message for my boss saying the alleged incident happened in a room with surveillance and that I would be contacting a lawyer. 15 minutes later, I got a call back inviting me to a teleconference with him and HR. The meeting went exactly as expected. They hadn't realized the room had surveillance. They admitted they have a zero-tolerance policy that they felt compelled to enforce and were sorry this didn't come to light earlier. They'd already replaced me, and since it wouldn't be fair to fire my replacement, they had no job to offer me back. As a goodwill gesture, they offered to pay me for the suspension period, change my file to say I resigned voluntarily, and provide me with a good reference. I told them that was unacceptable. They made a false accusation against me, withheld crucial evidence that could have cleared me, ignored my repeated attempts to get updates, and completely failed at investigating properly. They asked what I thought would be fair. I said they could either fire the employee who lied and reinstate me or pay me 1 year's salary. My boss said he couldn't discuss another employee's status with me and neither option was viable. I responded that those were the only 2 ways I wouldn't sue. My boss then reminded me that I had signed an agreement when I was hired stating that any disputes would go to arbitration, that I would bear the arbitration costs, and that I waived my right to sue. I don't remember signing such an agreement, but apparently it says I'll pay the arbitration fees and accept the arbitrator's decision as final. He told me I wouldn't get a better outcome in arbitration than what he already offered, and I'd just be out the money for arbitration costs. Honestly, I feel bullied, and I don't think he would have scheduled that teleconference so quickly if the company wasn't afraid of being sued. Right now, I'm waiting to hear back from several employment lawyers.